Folks, welcome into the Degenerate Danger Zone. I'm your host, Ty B. It is April 7th, 2021, and it's time to get some free money. The Masters are on the way tomorrow, and we got producer Burrs here, Alex Lemire, the Meerkat, and myself, Ty B. We're going to be breaking down the Masters as well as a bunch of other picks for throughout the day. But first, Burrs, we're going to have to talk about the Masters. Shout out Creek Degenerate tuning in. Let's get that free money. But Masters picks here, Burrs. We're gonna have your full predictions later on. We're gonna be releasing that video. But let's talk about a few names here. I'm gonna bring up one first, and you tell me why or why not we should bet him. I think Justin Thomas here is the guy I'm looking at. His performances have gotten better and better from 39th 5 years ago all the way to 4th in his last performance. One of the best tee to green guys. Great iron play, Burrs.
I mean, yeah, you've seen him over the last few years. He's actually steadily increased his game everywhere he's gone, every tournament, every major, whether it's just a normal average Joe's tournament, if you want to call it that, or just the big premier major tournaments. He's just been playing great golf. He is in that tier with, like the Dustins, the Brysons, JT, and Rahm, really, for that matter. It just comes down to, what he said, he's good from that tee to green, strokes gain, all that. It's really his driving. I mean, he can, if he's on, he's on. If he's off, it's almost like a Ricky Fowler-esque. He's spraying. But I'm interested to see who really can extend that fairway, how far they can really drive the ball, because it's going to come down to the wedge play. Inside 100, 125, firm greens. JT, I mean, when he's throwing darts, he's throwing darts, but yeah, it's Masters Week. You never know.
It's exactly, and we're talking about Masters Week. Meerkat, we got to talk about an over-under here for my first nap of Masters Week. Thursday at 1:30 p.m. over-under for that first nap to that beautiful music and that green scenery.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've only placed one Masters bet so far, and it's just been on JT. I've been slacking. I've been waiting for producer Burz's video. I need you guys to help me dive into these props here.
Yeah, absolutely. Burz, what are a couple other names you're targeting here?
I mean, if you break it down to like each individual game and each guy, you go Dustin, the guy, he's long off the tee. When he's got his mid yardage, I mean, when he's hitting it 320, 340, and he's going pitching wedge, gap wedge in every time, every hole, or even on the five par fives, he's hitting not even 3 woods, but he's hitting 6 irons, 7 irons. That's a dangerous thing. And then when you hit soft greens like he did in November with the rains, you're throwing darts, and all you got to do is just get it close and make your putts. But then that transitions to Bryson, and this guy. I saw an interview with Jordan Spieth, and he's talking about a lot of the holes. It's pretty much even, but there's a few holes out there. If you can actually drive the ball that far, it opens up so many areas. And there's one hole where you can actually have, like he said, their scoreboard on next to 9, and the fairway on like on 2 or 7 or something like that. So he says you got like a what do you want to call it? A highway of just open areas. So there's some areas where if he can crush the ball, he can really set himself up and really kill this course, which is why everyone's been talking about, is the Masters going to adjust? Are they going to change everything to Bryson's game from what he's doing? And we all saw that drill he was doing with Vijay Singh, just watching in awe, him swinging the club at 200 miles per hour, it seemed like. But that's where a lot of these different games, it's going to be critical. And then like you get Spieth, he's not going to drive it 340 yards every time, but he knows where to hit it, where to place it. His man on the bag, Greller, I love his caddy. These guys talk it out. They play it out great. And Spieth is a guy, I mean, we lost a lot of value on him playing really well in the last month or so, and then having the big win last week at the Valero Texas Open. He lost a lot of value, 40-1, 50-1, down to about 10, 11-1. But I still like this guy to come in and just throw darts. He's got the confidence back, got a great man on the bag, and that could segue to me to the round 1 leaders. I love those props too, round 1 leaders. I don't know if you have anything, Ty B, do you have any leans on that one?
Not hopping in on that one. I know you love Spieth in that. He's done very well on day ones, and his performance lately I think he has to be sort of the leader if you're looking at, like prognosticating on this one. But it's up in the air. Like we see a lot of random names up there every year. Sometimes there's an amateur in that top 5, top few names. They
Yes.
have, a round of their career. So I think if you're ever going to take a flyer, I think it's for that first round. And, talking about throwing darts, Meerkat is one of the best at throwing darts. I can't wait until his Masters pick later on as well with the dart. The dart's going to be starting to get into futures as well, Burr, so you better watch out.
I'm ready.
Yeah, so I think we got to move on here. We're going to look at everything else going on today. Tons of action with our daily plays. I got an MLB game just started, so I'm going to start there. Dodgers at the Athletics. I like the under in that one. If you can get in live, that's fine. Jesus Luzardo versus Trevor Bauer. Look at what Trevor Bauer did in his first start. I think over 6 innings, no hits. Went into the 7th there with that no-hitter. Absolutely phenomenal, just keying up everyone. I think Jesus Luzardo is going to have a nice bounce-back performance as well. A young guy with a ton of great stuff. An absolute beautiful curveball. I think he's got a lot to prove in this game here against the Dodgers. I think we see a lot out of him, and the A's haven't been putting up a lot of runs, so I'm really liking that under 7.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go out with my first play in the MLB to get it out there right off the bat. But this one's a 6:40 start. No rush right now. Going with my first 5-inning money line bet of the year. It is the Baltimore Orioles' first 5 against the Yankees today. And it's like, Meerkat, what are you doing? The Orioles just got beat the past 2 games by the Yankees, like 14-2. It's not looking good. Today, especially with this first 5 bet, it's coming down to the pitching matchup. And the Orioles are putting John Means on the mound, a guy you saw make the All-Star in 2019. Had great stuff when it mattered come September. This year, first start for them, 7 innings, 1 hit. 5 Ks, no warrant. It just looked great. Going up against tell me out here, Tyone. You guys know DDZ. I can't pronounce names. Tyone for the Yankees, a guy who looked pretty decent for the Pirates. Hasn't pitched since May 1st, 2019, though. Tommy John surgery. Not a super, super exciting guy, and he's coming off Tommy John. The Baltimore lineup isn't bad. We saw them sweep the Red Sox to start the season. I think that they could take advantage today, first 5, and, just off of pitching, I love this play. Pretty good odds at -118 there.
Yeah, I think John Means was phenomenal in that first start. His curveball is unbelievable. Burrs, what are you targeting here in baseball? I know you've been betting the Braves until they win.
You know what? Like I said, just keep going the Braves, pound the Braves. They're bound to win, right? They're good enough. They're bound to win. They're not the Sabres. You're not going to look at 18 in a row here. But right now for baseball, it's just a crapshoot for me. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm ready to pull out a dartboard of my own and just start putting games up and just making my own parlays by just throwing darts. I mean, throw in the Yankees -200 money line, and then maybe a couple dogs. Who knows? But right now it's a crapshoot for Burrs. Honestly, actually, I'd probably pick 3 games and just fade those because that's usually how it works for me right now in baseball. Not until about June or July, it seems like. It's bad.
Absolutely. And another game, though, I'm looking at, Burrs, because of this pitching matchup, I'm looking at the Mets and the Phillies. One thing you can trust is Aaron Nola's arm. Great first start there. Didn't end up getting the win in that close matchup there against the Braves. But here against the Mets, throwing David Peterson, a youngster who is known for getting some strikeouts. I don't know how his strikeout number is only at 4.5. I think he's going to dice up these Phillies, get that over 4.5 at +100. You're even getting yourself a little bit of value there on that one. I think you could take that one to the bank. And even if you want to go with the under first 5, I like the under for the game, but the under in the first 5 should be a great play with that matchup. Like I said, David Peterson is taking a big step forward in his development. I think he's got a ton of great stuff. And he's a guy who's been slept on in this rookie class here for the major leagues. I think he can make a real name for himself in New York there. But Meerkat, what's your next play?
My next play, this is not a real hammer. This isn't a real hammer. It's a personal hammer because of the bias. I'm a homer. It's the Nuggets -7.5 tonight against the Spurs. I mean, they've just been the best team in the NBA since they've added Aaron Gordon. It's statistically proven. They're 6-0. They have 3 double-digit wins. They are scoring all over the board. The team looks so consistent. And you look at the Spurs team really underperforming this year. And tonight, no Lonnie Walker. Murray might be out for them. Even though Jamal Murray is out for the Nuggets, their perimeter offense is still great. You're seeing Michael Porter Jr. Play incredible basketball, especially from the perimeter. Jokic can spread the floor. They have a lot of guys that can shoot. And Monte Morris, another underappreciated guy, steps up for Murray last night. Looks great. Just super efficient. He's not going to turn the ball over. He's not going to take bad shots. He's going to distribute. The team's looked incredible. I think the Nuggets win every matchup across the starting 5 tonight. Even though they played last night, they're going to stay hot. I love them at -7.5.
Meerkat, we know you're all about your Nuggets, not just Denver. We'll talk about it in the future. But
MPJ.
Spurs,
double down on that. Double down on that. Nuggets. Like we said, I love the Nuggets. I know Degenerate Al loves the Nuggets. Meerkat, we're just the Nugget City over here. And I feel like I just blindly bet them every night. Like I'm just irrational a lot of times too. But I love this team. Great spot. I have nothing else to add to that, really. I mean, Meerkat, you covered it all. Boom.
Especially getting Jamal Murray back, that should be a huge uptick for them. I got one last play here. I'm looking at the Coyotes at the Kings. They're on a nice little uptick here. I believe 5-1 their last 6. Kings have lost 3 in a row. Coyotes just beat the Kings 5-2. I'd like them to repeat things. I think they've been playing pretty well lately. And the Kings, they've been struggling most of the season. They're a team that we kind of expected this round to be at the bottom of the league, and they're proving us quite right on that one. I love that play. Anything else for you guys?
I'm going to go to the NHL with you. I got one more play there. I'm riding the hot hand again. It's the Colorado Avalanche. I'm taking the regulation money line. You can get that like -120, -125 right now because normal money line, I think they're -180, -190. There's your parlay fodder, but I like the regulation just for those odds. Take it straight up. The Avs are an absolute wagon. They have a point in their last 15 games at least. Going up against the Wild, who are a good team, but they just beat the Wild on Monday. They've been on fire, like I said, and Grubauer is in net for them, who has been incredible this year, and he's been absolutely incredible against the Wild, going 5-1 against them. I mean, they own the season series 5-2. I'm all in on the Avs tonight, futures on the season. I hope they just pull it all off, especially for Degenerate Al. He's going to be retiring if that happens.
Oh, absolutely. Let's hope Avs can get it done. It's going to be a very interesting game tonight and a great run in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Can't wait for that. I believe we're about 20 games or so away. So we're getting there. We're getting down to the home stretch in there. But make sure you guys are following at Degenerate Zone for more. We have Meerkat with the Dart every single day, one of the hottest bettors in all of Twitter. We have Producer Burrs going to be all over everything, all Masters. And like we said earlier, the Dart's going to be on the Masters as well, taking a couple futures for the first time ever. Hopefully we'll get a big hit out of the Dart. It's been a great bettor all around this year. Let's see if he can get it done in the crunch time and get that big free money hit. But that's going to wrap it up for us. Shout out to Producer Burrs and Meerkat for joining me. I'm Ty B. Make sure you get out there, go hammer your books, go hammer the creek, whoever it is. Get that bets in and get that free money. Good night now.